In the early morning hours of Tuesday, February the 27th, 2024, a video was posted to Twitter that purports to show Justin Trudeau's daughter, Ella Grace Trudeau, totally out of her mind drunk, having an epic rant about how awful her dad is and how he's stealing money from Canadians to pay for her vacation to Jamaica and how people should vote for the Conservative Party of Canada. By this afternoon, I'm filming this on the 27th, the video had over 150,000 views. So I thought it was worth looking at, and it was a good opportunity to consider some of the frailties of eyewitness identification and talk about whether this video actually shows what it purports to show. Hello, my name's Nicholas Wansbutter. I'm a lawyer in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, and welcome to Don't Talk TV. Something that occurs and reoccurs over and over in criminal law is cautionary tales about the frailties and dangers of eyewitness identification. Courts at all levels, from end to end of this country, have repeatedly commented on the dangers associated with eyewitness identification, especially from well-meaning, otherwise honest, credible individuals, people who aren't actually or intentionally lying to the court, but people who are just honestly mistaken. But they can be very, very persuasive and very convinced, very confident, but confidence doesn't mean that the identification is accurate. One can be very confident in an inaccurate identification, and especially when it comes to eyewitness identification. So I wanted to, with that in mind, have a look at this video that emerged that claims to be of Justin Trudeau's daughter, Ella Grace Trudeau. The person in the video claims to be that person. She talks about her dad, talks about him taking her to Jamaica, and viewers may well remember that Mr. Trudeau and his family did recently go on a vacation to Jamaica. So we'll watch the video in its entirety. It's just about a minute and a half, so you can get a bit of a flavor. And I think seeing the video in motion is important because it's difficult from stills to see what this person looks like. From the video, it becomes more clear what the person looks like. Now, keep in mind that none of us know Ella Grace Trudeau, so we don't know what her voice actually sounds like. We don't know what her mannerisms are like. We don't know how she talks. Does she talk somewhat like her dad? Does she talk in a totally different way? Does she have an accent? I don't know any of these things. If viewers know, feel free to leave that in the comment section. Let us know. But since we don't know her personally, we're just left with a general comparison of some stills that I could find online of her with this video. So let's have a look at the video, and then we'll do some comparisons, and I'll talk about whether I think this is her or not, and why or why not.
For PRA,
I'm not
he has your hope. My dad is only trying to take me to Jamaica because I asked him for a Jamaican vacation, and he said okay, and he's taking all of your taxpayers' money to take me to Jamaica.
Or she got an audience for real.
And leaders of the NDP party, what do you
They're
think?
all bad.
There's all these people
bad.
there?
They're
What
all
about the
bad.
conservatives?
So?
The conservatives are
They're
good
back
for
into
Kanye West. I sold my soul to Kanye West.
Really? You think Kanye? What's your favorite Kanye album? Did you hear the new Vulture
Dropped
song?
out of college because I did drop out of college.
What college were you at?
University of Toronto. You see all this spray paint? That was me.
That was all you.
Yeah, that was me. I did that yesterday.
That's really impressive, actually. That's really, really
Free Israel. Israel is for the people.
Really?
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm with Israel.
Big fan.
Oh shit.
We're doing a TikTok video.
I cut off all my hair for Israel. This is a wig.
Really?
Okay, yeah.
That's impressive. Anyways, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, my dad's Justin Trudeau.
What's your name?
He's
What's your
trying
name?
to take all of your money. Don't vote for the Liberal Party. Vote for a conservative. Guys, my dad's Justin Trudeau. He's trying to take your money to take me to Jamaica. Vote for Justin Trudeau.
So, as you can see from the video, This person clearly identifies herself as Justin Trudeau's daughter and claims to be Ella Grace Trudeau. She doesn't name herself, but she makes frequent reference to her dad. So let's look at a few pictures. Photos are relatively few and far between of her. This first picture is from the National Commemorative Ceremony in honor of Queen Elizabeth II in Ottawa on September the 19th of 2022. So this is a little bit older. About a year and a half old almost, but we can see Ella Grace on the right there. We have a more recent photograph of her attending a showing of Oppenheimer with her dad. So, I mean, that movie came out in the summer of 2023, so that's a bit more recent. Having looked at those photos, here's a couple stills that I've extracted from the video in question. Now, the hair is different, but you'll note that the person in the video claims to have shaved her hair off in support of Israel, and that this is a wig that she's wearing, and it does in fact look like a wig. Now, as I say, the stills don't really do justice. I think when you look at the video, this person looks a lot more similar to Ella Grace Trudeau than the stills make her look. So I would say at this point that this person looks remarkably alike to Ella Grace Trudeau. However, I don't think that this is Ella Grace Trudeau. First and foremost, I don't think it's her because where is the RCMP security detail? I'm positive that both of Prime Minister Trudeau's children, as he is, are constantly followed by undercover or out-of-uniform RCMP members under constant surveillance and protection. There's just no way, in my view, that the RCMP would ever allow this to happen. If Ms. Trudeau was, in fact, this drunk, they would immediately bundle her into a black Suburban and whisk her off back home. Now, also keep in mind that Ella Grace Trudeau is 15 years old. She just turned 15 a few weeks ago. Her birthday is the 5th of February, 2009. Now, it's not unheard of for 15-year-olds to drink alcohol and become drunk in this day and age, but I think that's even more reason that we can be certain that the RCMP security detail would never allow this to happen. The public spectacle like this would just simply not be allowed to happen. If she were to be drinking, they might allow it to pass and turn a blind eye in a very private, controlled setting, but not in a situation like this where she'd be wandering out on the street. And also, it's noteworthy that at 15 years old, she is not attending the University of Toronto as the person in this video claims. Ella Grace Trudeau, she's still a high school student, and she attends high school in Ottawa. We can figure that out from looking at various tweets from her mother and father. Specifically, her mother, I saw a few where Sophie Gregoire Trudeau was talking about taking her children back to school in Ottawa. So I think those are two very key factors to suggest that this is an individual who bears remarkable resemblance, but is not the daughter of the Prime Minister of Canada. I suspect that it's an individual who, because of her similar appearance, has been frequently told that she looks like Ella Grace Trudeau, perhaps has been mistaken for her, and then on this occasion, being as clearly drunk as she just decided to run with it, and people that encountered her, they thought maybe that it was her. They filmed it. Of course, alternate media is doing what alternate media does, which is not that dissimilar to what legacy media does, just from a different political perspective. They're running with it and showing, look, see, even Mr. Trudeau's children hate him. I mean, I have no idea what their relationship is, but I do think that being the child of a politician, especially one as divisive as Mr. Trudeau, and especially one as high profile, being the Prime Minister, would be extremely, extremely difficult. So personally, I have sympathy and compassion for his children. I'm sure their life isn't easy, and I'm not a fan of people trying to drag them into the political controversies of their father. I mean, I totally disagree. I don't think I agree with anything that Justin Trudeau stands for, but I don't think that applies to his children. In any event, I'm satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that this is not Ella Grace Trudeau in this video. I think this video highlights the frailties of eyewitness identification and the dangers of the telephone game, people passing word along, and that confidence that people can have in a wrong identification, even if they're not actually trying to lie. I don't think the people who filmed this were lying. I think they honestly thought that this person identifying herself as Justin Trudeau's daughter, they thought that's who this actually was, but I think it clearly isn't. This video, of course, is not legal advice. If you need legal advice, contact a lawyer so you can get specific advice tailored to your particular situation. If you want to call me, my contact information is listed below. We always welcome suggestions for show topics, so please, if you have one, leave a comment in the comment section or send an email to the email address listed below, and specifically to the email address listed below. If you send it to my law firm, it won't be responded to because we don't have time to deal with that, and I have different people dealing with different email addresses. And if you found this video at all interesting, helpful, or informative, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and following us on social media.